After you have completed filling out your student assistant employee evaluation, you will need to print to PDF in order to use e-signature. So on my computer station, printing to PDF is pretty easy as a PC. If you have a Macintosh, it may be easier to use a screenshot, and you may have to take 2 screenshots to include the whole document. So page 1 and page 2 as 2 separate screenshots. If you have Adobe Pro DC, you can combine it into one file. For more information on how to combine a file using Adobe Pro, you can contact ITS Training Services for assistance. I have completed my evaluation, and now I am ready to submit it through e-signature. I must print to PDF. I'm going to select Print. And once I select that option on my station, it prompts me with the printer icon to name my file. I'm going to name it Printed because I do have a PDF saved, but I need to identify that this is the printed document, so when I upload into e-signature, I am choosing the correct file. Now that I have done that, I'm going to close my PDF and I'm going to log into my Coyote portal, and I'm going to authenticate as needed in order to get access to the Collaborate tile. Once I'm in the Collaborate tile, I'm going to select e-signature. Log in using your My Coyote login information, which is your My Coyote staff email account or business account. Always select company or school account. From the home menu, I'm going to request signatures. So I'm going to select Request Signatures. So I'm going to request signature from my student. That's the first signature I'm going to request. In this example, I'm using a staff member, but it would be the student because I want the student to sign it. The next signature is going to be my signature. So I'm going to put myself in as the supervisor. I'm going to show a CC. So for example, you may want to send it to student employment or to the work study coordinator. You can include them as a CC. They will receive the form once the signatures have been completed. So I'm going to put in test here because we're doing a test, but you may want to include year and evaluation, or however you communicate with your student, the name of this document. And I could also add some other instructions here if I wanted to. Here I'm going to select the file, so I'm going to select Add File. I'm going to choose from my computer. I did save it on my desktop, and I indicated printed. This is very important because Save as PDF does not print the file correctly to use in e-signature or Adobe Sign. So I'm going to select Printed, and I'm going to select Open. You have some options here. I don't recommend using them. I would recommend if you want to test them first, you could password protect it. So my document has loaded, and I'm going to select Send. Preview and add signature fields is important to be selected because we need to add the signature fields. It's going to look at the emails that we've added on this first page as the signature fields or filler fields, etc. In this case, when we look here, you can see I'm the pre-filler. you can see that one of the emails I used was S-Gear and then myself. So I can play with these two here, which is what we're going to do. Also notice that what's selected first is my student. So that's the first signature I'm going to request. So I'm going to go down to the form that's already filled out, and this is where I want my student to add their signature. So I have them selected here, and I can validate that here. Notice the color-coded assigned to each. That's automatically assigned by Adobe Sign eSignature. I'm going to select the signature field, and I'm going to move it right here where I want the signature. I also want a date field. I'm going to add a date field, and date fields are under signer info fields. You can have a title, company name, etc. typed in, but we want a date field. So we want them to also fill out the date. This field here, and I can adjust the size very easily. I'm going to select the next signer, which will be me. I'm going to be the supervisor. Since I'm already here on the date field, I'm going to go ahead and drag the date field here. And notice, you see that blue indicator here? This blue indicator is identifying Doris Selva. And then I'm going to go back and put in the signature field. And notice that it's blue. So now I have those fields ready to go. Once I've done that, I select Send. Now the document is going to go to S-Gear for signature. Then it's going to come back to Doris for signature. And once we both have signed it, the CCs will be completed. If you have any additional questions, please contact ITS Training Services